Hello again. Well, I say again. Just hello if you didn't see me the last time, isn't it? Yeah. But not just. Never call yourself just. It negates you, it makes you small. Our neighbour Eileen used to let herself in the back door and she used to say, "It's only me." And my mum used to say, "There's nothing about only, Eileen. It's you. We're all equally important. There's no only." Well, some think they're very important, don't they? Those that are least. We're all equally important, don't forget that. Anyway, I'm waffling again. The reason I'm here is because of my friend Yasmin. Well, I didn't expect to be back here so soon. Well, I didn't expect to be back here at all, because just did my little tribute and that was that. But it's down to my friend Yasmin. I say friend, she's more of a neighbour really, but you know what I mean. Anyway, me and Yasmin go for a cup of tea sometimes in the community centre. And last time we were there, I was yabbering on about something. Oh, I don't know what it was. And she stopped me mid-flow and she said, "Dolly, you've lost your way." I said, "You can say that again, Yasmin." I said, "Oh, I've lost my way that many times. Been down that many wrong roads, still looking for the right one." She said, "You've lost your way." She said, "Dolly, you should have been on the stage." I said, "Well, Yasmin, I have been on the stage. I've trod the boards. Oh, yes. I used to do Amdram. I was Clara Soppit in When We Are Married. It was a very dramatic part. I had to slap my husband across the face and he had to slap me back. Oh, we had such a good laugh. I said, "Oh, yes, Yasmin, I've done Amdram." She said, "I'm not talking Amdram, Dolly." She said, "RADA, you should have gone to RADA." I said, "RADA, Yasmin?" She said, "Yes, RADA." She's quite bossy, my friend Yasmin. Anyway, we had our afternoon having our cups of tea and not much more was said about it really. And I got home and I was sat having another cup of tea and I sat staring into space as you do. And I thought, Yasmin, you've planted a seed. You've either planted a seed or you've jogged a memory. And she certainly jogged a memory because it all came flooding back to me and I remembered my school days. Oh, yes. And I remembered I wanted to go to drama school and I went to see the careers teacher at school. Mrs. Avon, she's called. Should have been called Mrs. Awol, but that's another story. Mrs. Avon. I went to see her when I was 11 or 12 and I said, "Mrs. Avon, I'd like to go to drama school." And she said, "Would you, Dolly?" And I said, "Yes, I would, Mrs. Avon." So she said, "Well, what we'll do is," she said, "you send off for the forms," she said, "and we'll have a look at them and we'll fill them in as a sort of preparation for when you're leaving school." And I was so excited. And of course there was none of this tap, tap, tap internet stuff then. You had to write a letter to get the forms and they sent them out to you in the post, paper forms. And they came through and I was so excited. Anyway, next time I went to see Mrs. Avon, there was a sign on the door saying she was off sick. Well, never saw sight nor sound of her for 4 years. Don't know what was wrong with her, but she was off sick a very long time. Anyway, it got to me leaving school time and I'd been and knocked a few times and she was never there. So I caught her in this time. She was back after 4 years off sick. And I don't know what had been the matter with her, but she was a changed woman. I think she'd had a brain transplant or a personality transplant or something. And I said, "Do you remember me, Mrs. Avon?" And she said, "No, I don't." I said, "It's me, Dolly." She said, "Oh, Dolly Daydream." I thought, oh yeah, if I'd had £1 for that, every time someone had said that, I'd have been a millionaire by the time I was 16. Anyway, she said, "No, I don't remember." I said, "Well, you told me to send off for the forms, and I've got these forms, and I'd like you to help me fill them in." She said, "Forms for what, Dolly?" I said, "For Rada, miss." Well, you should have seen her face. "Rada," she said. "Rada? You?" She said, "Oh, you are a Dolly Daydream, aren't you?" I said, "Oh, well, yes, miss, I would like to go to Rada." Do you know what she did? Well, that wasn't a very good sound effect, was it? I think I need a piece of paper. Let me find a piece of paper. Oh, Harold. I can't get up now, can I? Right, this is what she did. She got me Rada forms and she went, and she tossed that form into the waste paper basket. Well, my little face coloured up and my little bottom lip was trembling. She said, "Rada, Dolly," she said, "the only forms you'll need to fill in are for Asda. Never mind Rada," she said, "Asda are hiring." Smack this form in front of me. "Fill that in," she said, "off you go." Well, I nearly ran out of that school that evening. Oh, I was so upset. Anyway, I dawdled on the way home. I think I was a bit depressed. I went for a long walk round the river, the Mucky Mersey. And I was feeling all reflective. I thought, here I am leaving school and want to go to Rada, and she told me to go to Asda. So I thought, oh, there's not much point, is there? May as well throw myself in the river. But there was too many people around. There was someone with a pushchair and someone walking a dog, and I thought, well, they'll hear the splash and they'll come in and save me, and that's not the point, is it? I just wanted to end it all. Then I looked at the bridge and I thought, oh, I'm not good with heights. It was far too high. I thought I'd make a right splash from there. So I thought, I know, I'll just do it quietly. Go down. I'll just sort of lean in and tip myself in sideways, quietly. So I went down under the bridge. Well, I tried to get under the bridge. There was boulders and barbed wire and stuff. I couldn't get under, so I scrambled up the bank and I went round the other side. Anyway, there was space under that side of the bridge. So I sat there, my feet were nearly touching that water. Oh, that mucky Mersey. Brown water rushing past my feet, and I could feel the cold breeze from it. And I thought, oh my dear God, I thought, be in Liverpool in 15 minutes, the speed that's going. And then I thought, well, don't think I want to die in Liverpool. Don't think I want to be buried in Liverpool. Oh, I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I got really frightened and I said, please God, give me a sign. Tell me what to do. I know I don't go to church, but please just give me a sign and I'll go to church. And I said, please God, give me a sign. I know I don't really believe in you, but I will if you give me a sign, and I'll be good for the rest of my life if you just give me a sign. And anyway, the next thing, in the distance, I saw this silver shimmer coming towards me on the water. and the sun was setting, and I kept seeing this glint of silver, and I thought, oh, it's a sign, and it got nearer and nearer. And as it got closer, I realised what it was. And do you know what it was? An Asda shopping trolley. Well, I shot up that bank, I ran all the way home, I filled those forms in. 2 weeks later, I was stacking Brilla pads and kitty cat in Asda. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't stay there long, oh no. I'd plenty more jobs since then, but that's another story. Anyway, the moral of this tale is never screw up anybody's dreams and toss them into a waste paper basket, because you could do untold damage. Yes. Never give up on your dreams. Be realistic, but never give up on them. And that's what Yasmin said. She said, Dolly, you're never too old. You're never too old. And I thought, oh, maybe she's right. Maybe I could still go to RADA. Do you think they accept mature students? It's a long way, isn't it? My friend Maggie lives in London. Maybe I could use my senior rail card and get a cheap ticket and go and stay with her for a bit and hang out beside that RADA place. Yeah, never know who I might bump into. Or could go and inquire, couldn't I? And see if they've got any spaces. They might be a bit hard up. It's a thought, isn't it? Might do a discount if I show them my senior rail card. Anyway, I'll shut up now. It's past my bedtime, so I'll sleep on it. Thank you for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, that's 10 minutes of your life you won't get back. Well, I wish I could say I'd only wasted 10 minutes of my life. Anyway, sweet dreams. Bye for now.